in the cabbage.
Welcome to In the Cabbage. This is crazy.
This is pretty bananas right now that we're actually doing this.
I'm Tommy Swain, Andrew Witt. Please subscribe, please listen, please download, like. And just a reminder, keep swinging. Welcome back to In the Cabbage. It's your boy, Tommy Swain. To my right or my left is Andrew Witt.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. Little Jim Nance coming up, too, for you.
I mean, we're on the doorstep here of the Masters, and I cannot be any more excited about it.
Cleared up my weekend for it, too.
You had things going on Masters weekend?
I always try my best to avoid it.
Yeah.
You know, I think last year we were at your bachelor party.
We sure were.
For the Masters. Wow.
That was really nice. Really nice.
That
really
was
fun.
A year ago? That feels like an eternity ago.
Really? Because it feels like kind of like the other day.
Really?
A little bit.
Looking back at all the stuff that's happened between now and then.
Totally.
You're like, wow, it's been a century from then.
It's funny how time works like that.
It's really only been a year. You've had your 1 year anniversary.
It's coming up. It's coming up.
It's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, in about a month's time here. End of the month, the 30th.
You guys doing anything?
Negative. Not really.
That boy. That boy. Dinner?
Dude, we just have so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
We are doing dinner. We have a dinner reservation. I got to look into it a little bit more because it's pretty interesting from what I remember because it was like a Christmas gift, so it's a gift card that my grandpa got me, and it's something to do with it's like a chef's pairing or, it's like kind of just like a 7-course meal, and it's something like that. So,
that's gonna be cool.
Something like that.
For where?
I don't know. The restaurant.
Tough.
I don't. Katie made the reservation. We're doing it like a week after.
That sounds great.
Because it falls on like a Monday or Tuesday or day.
Well,
so we're not gonna.
You guys are just the busiest people this year of all time.
Dude, Katie's gone the next 2 weekends on bachelorette parties, which is these are all great things, fun things, but it's just like it gets a little bit crazy. And then we're going over to Chris's bachelor party 3rd week of April.
A lot of golf coming up for the boys.
A lot of golf. I can't wait because I feel like I haven't touched a golf club in months, dude.
Well, consistently played. And it's also just the weather out here has been so tragic.
It really has been.
Like,
because if you are listening on the East Coast, they're gonna be like ho hum. Like I would kill for 55 and a little light drizzle. Like,
well, yeah,
I know, but also you gotta pay to be out here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a 3-bed, 2-bath either.
Yeah, I know,
you know
right?
what I mean?
Yeah,
a nice lot.
Exactly. So we're gonna get to that. I feel like in a second here, but
I mean, it's happening.
We got a lot of stuff that's like going on. So yeah, we're just gonna do like a little dinner resi. And just keeping it really mellow for year 1 here.
I think year 2, we go to Napa.
That would be unreal. That'd be a lot of fun.
I think we're going to do that.
That sounds great with our middle-age group that we've got going on here. And the wifeys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Madison and I went in December, and it was not, I think it was even last year. Yeah, we went, and it was just unreal.
It was last year.
Yeah.
It seems like forever ago.
To see, right? Now I'm fulfilling you in my life.
The tables have turned here.
It's crazy. Yeah, we went in December, and it was, I thought, a perfect time to go. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on the podcast, but we have. You're hearing it again. And
shout out Napa.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, in that time, it's just so nice to go.
Is that the ideal time to go? Or
no, definitely not.
I would imagine spring would be an unbelievable time
Yeah,
to
like
go.
when it's actually like really, really green, because it's more like fall out there. It's really green, but there's a lot of orange and brown. It's a little colder.
Yeah, that's kind of nice though.
But the crowds are like in half.
Yeah, see, that's nice.
And
I don't know if I would want to go peak season because Napa, I'm sure, is probably one of the most crowded places from Friday to Sunday.
I'm sure
in the spring summerish time.
when it's going off. And
Yeah,
there's I bet you there's like festivals or live music in town.
Yeah,
and it's also just insanely expensive during that time.
Yeah,
like probably unreasonable.
Yeah, I wonder if they like tailor their pricing.
Definitely.
You think so?
Yeah, hotels for sure do that. They tailor for peak
seasons.
Yeah, peak and low seasons. So we stayed in like a super nice hotel, like 5 minutes, if that, from downtown drive.
Okay, nice.
And we just, went to dinner a couple times, which the food out there is still bomb as hell, even in the winter. Let me tell you. So it was, we need to do that next year. We were talking about it, you and I, how much time we're dedicating to other people this year, which is amazing. Like, I'm so happy to be a part of these weddings and everything, but like not much time for ourselves.
Sure. I guess you got to take it when you can, kind of thing, because there's going to be, waves of when people are getting married, and then people will have kids, and then probably you don't even see them very much anymore. So, you got to take it for what it is. But I hear you. Taking time, still trying to find time for yourself is also important in your relationship or just with super close friends, whatever it is.
It's just also that time of year for us is wedding season. Like everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
You're out there having friends or acquaintances, or you went to college and you lived with a bunch of dudes. Like, the wedding invites are going to start rolling in, and it just seems to be this was the last 2 years have been the season of weddings.
They've been rolling in.
So
you kicked us off, by the way. You started this
our
whole
friend
thing.
group. I started it off.
You started off this whole thing. It's your fault.
I agree. And you know what? I don't regret it at the time. I was like, I'm gonna get out in front of this.
Right. That's a good play. I'm gonna get out in front, get ours out of the way.
Lead from the front.
And then now that it's like the 8th or 12th wedding, you're like, oh my God, another wedding right now.
But it's always
way to get out in front of it.
It's now I go to weddings and I enjoy them more, just because I remember my wedding almost as well.
Totally.
So it makes me relive like the moments I had in my wedding, and makes the stress you felt at that time, or for me at least, so minuscule. When like you go back and you look at it and you're like, why was I so freaked out, or why was I so stressed out? And it could be 1,000 different factors, but it's cool to kind of like, see your friends be super happy and get married, enjoy the festivities, meet family maybe you never talked to before, or meet a new friend. It seems like as adults, it's kind of where you make new friends at too.
Yeah, I could see that.
You're hanging out at a table, maybe you really like somebody, you're chatting, you get a number, or you're hanging out at the bachelor party group with guys you don't really know.
For sure. I mean, you're talking Courtney's husband. We met at like Nick Camarda's wedding.
Right.
You like hit him up and you played golf with him one time.
Yeah.
Like that was something new.
Yeah.
And then I've got 6, 7 new guy friends just from Austin's wedding.
Yeah, that you can always just like hit up if you're in town, or that's always a fun part of it, because I'm not making new friends anymore.
No.
It's tough.
Especially when you were working so much remotely too, I feel like, or if the demographic is a little different in your workplace. Apart from maybe like a basketball league here or there, or maybe like the gym, or like
you gotta have hobbies as a guy. You gotta like
pottery. You can do pottery.
Oh my God, I would love to do pottery.
That'd be kind of sick.
I would love to do pottery. It's so expensive though.
There's a couple coworkers of mine that do pottery. What is the actual like terminology?
I'm a
clay
pottist.
No, it's gonna come to me. Just I never
clay
have
molding.
Any of the information.
Clay sculpting.
We never have any of the information for you, so you're just gonna fill in all of our gaps for us.
I think, why can't we say they do pottery? They mold clay with their hands.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Well, anyways, they go like once a week and they like show me their like finished products. So like, that would be really cool.
When you
That'd
glaze it and you put it in the whatever kiln you got to put it in.
They're doing like a coffee mug. There's one gal that's really good. Like used to like teach classes.
Oh, that's pretty fire.
And she used to that was like her main job before coming to the company. And dude, she brings in like these one-off pieces that she makes as a white elephant gift.
Right.
That bitch is getting stolen 3 times in like the first like 5 turns. Yeah.
What'd she make last year?
It was like a tea set, and then it had like a cool little like plastic, like where you like hold all your like your tea leaves. It's essentially like a plastic tea bag.
Yeah.
It's a fun character, and it was like a really fun like tie-dye-ish, like really well done coffee mug, tea mug, if you will. It's like a tea set.
That's great.
I mean, you can sell that probably for, if there's a market for that, which I'm sure there are in there.
Yeah. A couple $100?
$50 probably.
Yeah, I mean,
$150. It depends on what
the
like
quality she's bringing.
It's pretty good quality. I mean, like flawless. And
Right.
like if you're doing custom pieces, you could do some like fun one-off things for that.
You always wonder, like when people have that, like not natural, but they are creative like that, why they never. I'm sure there's like no money in it. It's such a grind and it's so scary. But like, why would they never commit to trying?
Yeah, I mean, Garrett's doing that right now though.
It's pretty awesome.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
he's like, saying like what he has been working on, showing me a couple pictures. You know what I thought of?
Huh.
And I just remembered it now. I want to buy a cutting board from him.
Yeah.
Like a really like nice, thick wooden cutting
That's
board.
such a great idea.
I would love to pay him for that.
Oh, we should do that.
That'd be so sick.
I'm down. Because I want because I have like my wife got me like a cheese one up there and it just sits there. But my in-laws have like a really thick, nice cutting board that's all wood.
Yeah.
It's really weird though, because the way you clean those things up is very strange.
It is a little strange. I watched like a tutorial on it and you have to like sand them a little bit and put some like extra finish and oil and stuff like that. But
yeah, they don't really do that. They just cut everything. You put some soap on it and brush it off with a sponge.
Yeah.
And a little water and they just do that.
Yeah. I mean, I would do that too. And then you have to treat it every once in a while, right?
Yeah,
like
you rub some oil on it.
Yeah. It's like a couple months or something like that. But I think that would be really cool. I would love to have them like, I don't know, like a crisscross or a checkered board, like cutting board, like with an initials like on your side or like brand. Yeah. Yeah. That would be really cool.
Yeah. All right. We're going to hit up Garrett.
Something like that.
If he can do it, I'm sure he'll look it up and figure out what to do with it.
I mean, I don't know anything about that.
But you're going to talk like you do.
I'm going to tell him what I want, maybe.
Yeah.
Or tell him just run wild with it, dude.
Well, yeah, that is true. I'll probably tell
What
him
if you could
want.
do a cutting board that was 2 pieces of wood, but then it was filled with that clear rosin, and then you've got like a cool...
It's pretty fire. Like one of those wood rosins where you pour things in.
Yeah.
It would have to be, on the outside, because how are you going to see the rosin? Oh, you mean like cut it and then fill it full of rosin?
So then you're cutting on rosin. I don't even know if that would like hold up, but...
Be cool. You pour like melted plastic into it, I think.
That'd be kind of sick.
I think.
Well, I'm going to do it myself, melted plastic.
I think you got to melt it down.
I see these videos on Instagram sometimes.
Yeah.
There was this one where they did all pennies for their entire room.
Yeah, I just saw that one too. And then they like laid like whatever over the top of it. Then they have a penny floor.
It was like one of the coolest ideas, probably a really cheap idea. I mean, you got to get a fuck ton, like a metric ton of pennies, but I mean
that's gonna be less than floors.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know how many pennies you need. Also, catch me not laying pennies every day.
Yeah, no. Could you imagine if like
every day you came home, you gotta put 100 of those things down? Easy.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And then if you mess it up, all you're gonna do is stare at that one penny.
I would do them scattered. You'd have to pick heads or tails, and then if it's rotated or anything like that, like it's no big deal because it would drive you nuts.
Yeah, heads or tails. But I think the point of it is
my OCD would stop there.
Yeah, I think for me right now, where I'm currently at with my OCD, it would be very tough for me to move forward as a human being.
Okay, well, we're just not going to lay pennies and lay floor anymore.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Because then also, you're laying it wrong. Your wife comes home and goes, you did it wrong. And that would just send me over the moon. I'd come home, try to do it, impress her, be like, okay, I'm going to do this for her.
It looks terrible. Let's back out.
Right.
Oh my God. You were gone for the entire weekend. I should have started this project.
Or you do it
later.
And you do it and she has a pattern for you to lay out and you mess up the pattern. She walks in, she immediately points at it and she's like, that's wrong. There's nothing more soul sucking, flame inducing anger that radiates from me when she does something like that.
Katie gets me sometimes too, and I know I made it happens very rarely, but I'll cook a shitty shitty meal, and it just didn't work out because it was very experimental. I'm like, I think this will work,
Right.
and it doesn't. It happened one time in particular, and she's like, I'm not eating this.
Tough.
I'm like, oh my God.
So angry.
And also, I'm
So
like,
angry.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm choking it down. It's fine.
What was it?
It was like a pasta.
Just didn't hit.
And it was like one of those one pot pastas where you cook like the chicken broth, like the noodles in the chicken broth.
Right.
And it was just, it didn't work because it was just so starchy, so goopy. The texture, it doesn't work.
Really? I've done one pots with chicken broth and cream before.
Yeah. And maybe the cream helps.
Yeah.
I feel like I would just rinse off a little bit of the starch. And if you want, you can always add a little bit of starch later or just, cook down the sauce a little bit. But
that is true.
anyways, it turned out horrifically.
And
And it was just a knife, dude. And I'm stuck there eating that for like 2 meals because I'm too stubborn to throw it away because I don't want to waste the food.
Right. Oh man. I mean, there's so many instances where I'm doing something, I'm trying to do it right, or I mess up and I go, mess something up and I know I messed up, and immediately it's not even like without hesitation, she knows. Like she like I walk over and be like, that's wrong. And it's just like, oh my God.
Got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Yeah, just lock it in.
Thanks.
Just try to do my best. And then, then the atmosphere shifts, right? And then
There's a stillness in the room that overwhelms.
Yeah. Now comes the what's wrong, and now you gotta do this whole thing. It's just
Like
the
you
whole
just crushed me for what I was working really hard on for us,
time. Right?
and you just took me down a big old ledge.
Just
dude.
a wee little baby.
Yeah.
Just a wee little upset baby. Oh man, that is I don't know how we got down that topic, but here we are
talking about house stuff and woodworking and
oh my God. Speaking of house stuff, you're house hunting right now. Not
let's just keep the vibes really low.
real low. How's the house hunting going? California.
It is so challenging, so difficult. It just feels like we're not getting anywhere with it, but it's fine because we don't really have anywhere to go at this point in time. We're locked into our lease until June, end of June.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of getting in that like range where we can like pull trigger, but like it doesn't necessarily have to be within a couple months because then we can go month to month, whatever. But it's just so difficult to find what you're looking for, a community that is like in your budget, but then you're not getting like you're having to sacrifice something over when you're trying to buy a house. And it's tough because you're trying to like buy something that you're going to be happy in for 7 or 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Or else it doesn't really make financial sense to buy a home. And you're going to have to make a sacrifice like somewhere, It just like takes one wrong thing. If it's like a house that's a little bit on the top end of your budget, and then you got an HOA fee that's $550.
And they don't do anything.
You're like, yeah, they don't do shit.
What you get $490. I mean, $490.
Let's call it $500.
You
just make it
most
real
places
easy.
are $500.
And there's 100 units.
Some are lower. Some go like 400 if
Yeah.
they're 2-bed. Some go higher if they're 3-bed. What are you guys doing? Truly, besides just robbing my money.
We've picked the HOA apart on this podcast. And you will continue to hear it from us because it is a scam. I don't know what it is. Other than a scam, you guys are just taking our money and might as well be lighting it on fire.
Now, is there a tennis court that's playable? Is there a basketball court that has nets? Is there a couple pools that are actually like resort style pools that people actually want to go into? Better yet, do you have a weight room?
Yeah.
Something.
That's why we love our complex so much.
Right.
We have a great gym. We have 2 great pools, 3 jacuzzis, resort style with like TVs kind of hanging out. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's a gated community, really nice. You go on like walks around that thing.
It's totally safe.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like it's a great little spot. So when we're looking elsewhere, I wish we had a little bit of a, more flexible budget.
Right.
But the things that you have to sacrifice, I feel like it's hard to. So like the few things that you've told me and the things that now we have boiled it down to just through experience, but if anyone else is going through this new home buying process out there,
right,
I would definitely say find out the things that you cannot sacrifice on.
right,
For example, we have to have central AC. That's a must-have. We have to have washer-dryer hookups.
Right.
That's a must-have, right? Now, things that you maybe want to be sacrificing on, garage that's like attached,
yeah,
garage, or even a garage space. Sometimes we
Right.
don't have garage spaces. Sometimes it's like
canopy.
awning or whatever.
Right.
Right. So that's another thing, HOA and budget. Is the kitchen a decent size? Does the layout make sense?
right,
Okay, if it's a little bit on like the higher end of the budget, how old is everything? Are you going to be okay living with all of this stuff? Is there a little yard?
Right.
There's so many to sacrifice. And
because
it's
you're not
kinda-
going to get everything. Your first home buying experience in California on a normal person's wage out here, and you're trying to buy a home.
You're not getting
You're
everything.
not going to get everything.
No.
You're
No.
really not.
So it's tough, and then you're trying to find location as well, because location is huge over here, especially where we live. Because, there are like a little semi sketchier places
Santa
around
Ana?
here. Yeah, I mean, like it's not there. There are good parts, but then there's also some like not so good
Really
parts.
bad parts.
Yeah, and it's just tough where Katie doesn't want to really sacrifice on location. And, location is one of the most important things when you buy. You want to make sure it like appreciates in value potentially.
Yeah, you always just got to
Location
try
does
to
that.
find the next big city that isn't in Orange County that feels like it goes through pockets, right? It's like Costa Mesa was like somewhat good in pockets and was like cheaper in others. And sometimes there was like some crime in it. But now Costa Mesa is like
It's gorgeous.
gorgeous. Can't get
For
you
sure.
can't spend it like, it's like $2.3 million for a home out there.
Oh, it's insane. We
And-
were even trying to look at some condos and like, yeah, it's just ridiculous.
And so like, Costa-
pricing.
Irvine and all these ones that like start to Anaheim and Santa Ana is going to be the next real big project, I have a feeling.
Anaheim, we've been looking at some homes just over there. You just kind of scroll through.
Right.
They're not cheap. They're not.
No.
I mean,
And
they're
Anaheim-
really expensive.
Well, because Anaheim in general is about to go through, I think after Tustin's done with its like, facelift, because there's pockets of Tustin that are just gorgeous. Like, Northern Tustin has always been amazing. It's now the downtown areas and, where the border of Santa Ana and Tustin's at, where we're kind of that's starting to see, new businesses and new facelift. Anaheim's the next one. They're putting so much money in between the Angel Baseball Park and the Ducks, and Disney's expanding, and it's just the amount of money that comes into Anaheim.
It's popping.
It's going to start really, really go here.
Because there's like the Anaheim Packing District, and then you got all those breweries over there. I feel like it's a good balance of, you got your baseball, then the Ducks are right there as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cool things. So
Anaheim's fun. I like Anaheim. Living there would have been cool, but yeah, when you look at homes in Anaheim, you got to look way out there, like past Angels.
or you're getting like, a fifth story like condo.
Right.
And like, that's not really my vibe. I don't want to live on a fifth story in a condo. Like taking elevators up and
Up and down your whole time.
Yeah,
You
that's
also
not-
like want a 3-story home, which they're selling all the time out here now too.
it's crazy to me, dude.
Like who wants to climb 3 stories to go to bed?
That was also one of my main issues because we were about ready to put an offer on that place over in Tustin. It was a 3-story place.
Right.
I just felt like I was living in a vertical box. It was very strange to me.
It's not very I love like single family sprawling homes.
I want some land. And if it's a 2-story house, then that's cool too. But like, give me some land, give me some backyard space. Not
Let the
like
boys
saying hi
do
to your
their thing.
neighbor, like you can basically shake hands with them out the door.
Yeah, you reach out your like little shoebox, hello.
Yeah.
You stand up shoebox.
Yeah. So that's not really our thing, I guess. So I don't know. It's definitely trying to find all that stuff. that I was previously talking about for the right price point, and we're struggling with just location because there's not a lot of good Tustin spots right now. That's kind of our number one. So we gotta be patient, but you know we got a little bit of time here. So
The home buying process,
not losing faith.
right after the marriage, is always just the most fun. You go straight from married to like one stressful thing to just jump into the pool on the next.
You got to really battle through in a marriage, huh?
I mean, you go marriage, you go honeymoon, and then for whatever reason, a month later, you're like, we definitely should be buying a house now. It's very weird how quick that transition happens. But I found the home buying process a lot less stressful than the wedding process for me.
Totally.
I think, or also you were so stressed out about the wedding that now, like, I think every big stage in a relationship helps prepare you stress level
for the next. Yeah.
Like marriage is truly like one of your big, for most people, first test in a relationship.
I think you need to sometimes there's not really that much of a big stressor before you're getting married.
Right.
And then now, unless you buy a home or you have a kid, okay, that's a totally different story. I guess if you're just doing marriage first or whatever big event, I think it's one of those things where you end up learning how to like talk to your partner, when to talk to your partner, how to like deliver a message.
Right.
And, you know, and when essentially.
You're really working on some key communication skills.
I feel like there's a lot of give and take and like learning like, oh shit, that didn't work.
Right.
Like in that instance, like I was not effective or whatever it is.
You're just learning how to communicate really effectively and also how do you both deal with stress at very high levels.
Yeah.
And how you guys, you know, react to each other as a couple with that. Because I mean, yes, like Mass and I were long distance. That was a huge milestone in a relationship. Like, of course, there's other milestones that are big, but for whatever reason, just getting married or committing your life to a partner and like officially taking that step, is
stressful for sure.
It takes you know a lot out of you at times, and then you get ready, and the house buying process seems like kind of a breeze.
We're chilling.
You know.
Now, it was a little frustrating when sometimes they don't see your side.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Because now you both need to like something. Truly both need to like something.
Yes. Yeah, you both need to like something.
Right.
And it took me such a long time for Katie to even consider a fixer-upper.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, like
we don't have the cash to...
we're closing off like half of our options. You know, fixer-upper versus, you know, a flipper. Yeah.
You can just, you know, walk in there, buy it, you know, do one thing to it, and then it's super livable. I mean, that's what you do.
Ideally, Katie wants to move into something just ready. You know?
And that's great. I mean, that's what I would, I mean, if you have the funds just to buy something, like move in ready, just do it. Because it will save you money in the end. But buying a fixer-upper, you can live in it, right? But then you have to sacrifice something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't love our kitchen at all. Like, our kitchen is totally fine, but it's not like a super joy to walk into that thing and be like, oh, I'm ready to cook a lot of meals.
Yeah.
Like, our guest bathroom, I don't love. Mm-hmm. Like, but the backyard was a good space. Our living room was a good space. Our master bedroom was livable. Our guest room was amazing. And then our master bathroom was just garbage.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that was the one upgrade you guys.
So you have to look at it, and then you're gonna like, oh, we're gonna come with all this money, and we're gonna be able to upgrade everything we want to upgrade. Period. No questions asked. Like, that's what we're gonna do. And then you walk in, and the contractor hands you the bill for how much you just spent on a house and how much it's really gonna cost to fix everything you want to fix it.
You're like, oh well.
That's not the case.
We can do one thing.
One thing.
Yeah.
And you picked that one thing.
Yeah.
And ours was like, we need a bathroom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just fun. Fun little stuff for people to look forward to the house buying process.
It is a fun, you know, it is a fun and enjoyable experience because you learn a lot about what you guys are, you know, envisioning for the future. But it's just so difficult sometimes. It just never quite lines up. But we're going to take that leap of faith here.
And it's going to be
hopefully
great.
Shortly.
It's going to be great. Well, you know, I mean, we touched a little bit there on us. Let's get into the sports here.
I'm down.
Let's run through these.
We did a lot of sport. I did a lot of sport watching this weekend.
I did do a lot of sport watching this weekend.
It was great.
I mean, it's also just the best time baseball started up. We got March Madness. We got basketball turning up. Hockey's about to turn up. Then the real good sports starts when basketball's in playoffs, hockey's in playoffs, baseball's like in full swing for me. Is when I really like sports.
You always got something going on at night.
Yeah, that's when it's the best. And then football's right around the corner when that starts happening.
And then you're getting your drafts ready. It's just a really good sweet spot here that we're in. And golf season is in
full swing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, a little bit of talk too there. So, I mean, I watched a little bit of golf. That was like, me and March Madness took priority. But Jaeger won. First time ever winning on the tour. Another journeyman type of vibe. Joel Damon's friend. He was excited to see him afterwards. Held off Scotty Scheffler at the end.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool to see because I think if anyone thinks Scotty Scheffler's in the top 3 sniffing right now,
he's grabbing that dub.
You're going to be real scared. And he was able to hold them off. I mean, Scotty Scheffler has 28 consecutive rounds under par, making the PGA Tour history, right?
Yeah, I saw that. That was after his Thursday or Friday round. I can't remember which days. Like I was seeing that like on SportsCenter, like the golf news. But 28 rounds under par. I think previously it was 27. I don't know who it was, but
probably Tiger.
PGA history.
That's pretty insane.
28 rounds. That's nuts, dude.
Just you're gonna go out there and you're gonna go under.
28 in a row? When you're talking about golf, which is in my opinion, the easiest sport to have like an off day on.
Yeah, like your whole 3 parts of your game can be totally on, and 1 part of your game can be absolutely tragic, and that will ruin your day.
Yeah.
Everything in your golf bag needs to be okay for you to go out and have like a decent day. And for him to constantly come out and have
all of his stuff,
or at least his stuff not work to a place and him still come underneath par just talks volumes of.
I mean, there was a tournament. He lost like 7 strokes to the field on putting.
Yeah, and he's still under par.
He's finished in the top 5.
Right. He's like, I'm going to make 2 birdies, maybe. And the rest of these are going to be 2 putt pars.
And just tap ins.
Right.
Tap in birds on par 5. So I'm just going to stiff it close on a par 5 from 5 feet to 5 feet.
So I'm going to hit my driver 400 yards. I'm going to hit this crazy iron shot or 3-wood to the middle of the green.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you I'm going to 2-putt from there.
It's a short game, dude. Short game is just so locked. It's so good. His pitching around the greens from 20 to 60 yards, actually all the way up to like 120. His wedges are so good.
Yeah,
it's just insane what he's doing right now. And then he had a little stroke of magic and put that spider putter in the bag for a little bit. And he was putting really well. So then he was just like, who's going to stop this man?
I mean, he's putting decently again, right?
Yeah, he's decent.
It's more, I mean, he went through a hot streak where he was rolling everything. Now he's like a okay putter.
Yeah, I think he was, I don't know. I thought he was like 110th on strokes gained putting.
Oh, not good then.
Like bad.
Okay.
Like worse in the field a lot of weeks.
With the spider?
No, he just put that one in this past weekend.
Right, yes. I mean, worse putter, but now is an okay putter with the spider.
Exactly.
Right.
He did have that like tragic miss from like 1 feet.
And then missed it again. He missed it on the 2-footer, then rimmed out, then walked up for the 1-footer, rimmed out again, and tapped it in.
Yeah, it wasn't a 4-putt. He missed the 6-footer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4-putting, dude, from 6 feet.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, 2 lip outs.
Ouchie. Yeah, I know. I know.
And then he walked up, and the announcer asked him a question and was like, gave him a sarcastic remark
He's
back.
Like, I do that all the time.
Yeah, no big deal.
No stress. And then I think he came out and birdied the next hole or something.
Right. Classic.
Birdied the next 2. But yeah, he was still doing that essentially when shooting under par every single round. So it just goes to show how like good of a player he is right now and dialed in everything that he's doing.
It'd be fun to see Prime Tiger and like Scotty going at it.
I know. Well, last year he finished 7th best in the scoring record, like all time, as in like average lowest round of golf was like 68.7. I think he had.
Right.
Other 6 were Tiger, of course, better than him. But it kind of gives you a good little measurement as to where they are.
Right. I mean, 7th is like, you think he'd be way up there. 7th is top 10, which is unreal, but still, not the best year that somebody's had.
Tiger, dude. Some of the stats that man has is just crazy. It would be a hell of a lot of fun if they were both in their prime.
I think Scotty stood no chance against Tiger back in the day with old ball, old club. I think Tiger would shit on Scotty.
Yeah. I think it really just has to do with the the pure raw speed that Tiger had.
Right.
And then his putting.
Yeah, his putting.
Tiger standing over a 15-foot putt for to tie the lead on the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
It's going in.
Yeah.
It's
the X factor
it's going in. And then you got the crowds.
Right.
And then he's just crumbling. I mean, Scotty could definitely hold up mentally, I would say.
Scotty's a perfect
he would just be loving it.
Yeah, Scotty
enjoying it.
Scotty to me just seems like a cold killer. Like he doesn't get really high, doesn't really get low, and you're definitely not going to put him away.
Are you picking him for the Masters this year?
I don't know, man.
He's going to be like a plus 300 probably.
I mean, if I'm just picking a winner just to pick a winner, yeah, he's my guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, there'd be other guys I would love to see. Rory get one really bad. Ricky Fowler would be cool to see. There's other guys I'd rather see win it.
Yeah.
But Scotty, to me, seems like he's got to be the favorite on odds. Tyler Gooch actually got accepted into the Masters.
Did he?
Yeah, he got a late invitation, which he accepted.
Nice.
So no more asterisks. Thank God if the one wins.
Okay.
Which was what he claimed. Which was crazy.
He's the best player there, right? There's no more asterisks.
No, he's the guy. Thank God. I just think Scotty back when Tiger was playing in his prime with those crazy clubs and the ball just not being optimized, I don't think he would even come close to Tiger. But Tiger can keep up with Scotty in his prime with these new clubs too.
I see what you're saying.
I don't think Scotty can go back.
It doesn't go both ways here.
No, Tiger can do both.
Yeah.
Which I think says he's probably just a better golfer.
Yeah, I mean, Scotty only has 11 wins?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a long way to go.
I mean, he's got a lot of time too right now.
Yeah, he sure does.
I mean, he's definitely hands above, definitely the best golfer in the PGA Tour right now in the world.
Yeah.
Best
for the past year and a half, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, he's been balling, super balling. Other balling news, March Madness. NC State, lowest seed to make the Final Four since 1979, with just a huge big boy on that team, number 30.
Dude, that man is a house.
6'9",
275. The
275?
Dude, I think so. I think I saw that today on Sports.
I thought he was 300.
He plays like he's 300. He moves like he's 300.
DJ Burns is his name.
He's the big dog. State.
And DJ Burns Jr. And so you watched the game, a bit of it, or the whole game?
I didn't watch any of it, actually. Okay. I missed that one. That was the NC State and Duke, right?
Yeah, NC State and Duke. First half, he's 275. And they go out, they play a little slow. He looks like he's injured. He's moving so poorly.
Really?
So I don't know maybe that's just him and I haven't watched him, but I'm so surprised because it was they didn't look very good with him on the court at times. But when he touches the ball on the offensive side, something magical happens.
Oh, on the offensive side, he's
on the offensive side, he's making mid-ranges. He's making decent passes.
He reminds me of Zach Randolph when I watched him play a little bit.
Yeah, Zach Randolph was really athletic, though. And he could actually play defense.
Totally. I know, but I guess I'm just trying to do a
comparison?
A similar player comparison.
Zach Randolph would be the only comparison you can make.
He's a big dog.
He was a big dog.
And this guy's got some touch, dude.
He does.
He's cooking
up.
He
had a mid-range, good passing. He could dribble the rock a little bit. He's pretty crafty with spin moves and body size. And it's just a weird matchup for people.
Yeah.
But defensively, Duke really couldn't like pinpoint him either. It wasn't like they could really ISO him out of it. And they did such a good job with his team fighting over screens for him that he didn't do a lot of switching.
That's kind of nice.
So if they brought his man out, he would show, but he would fall back, and then they would either take the L with the mid range or the 3 off of that, and he wouldn't let his big man go, which will be a huge issue in basketball here.
Yeah, in the Final Four coming up ahead.
I see something unplugged, and I'm wondering why it's unplugged and how this is working.
What's unplugged?
The recorder thing. Hang on. How is this on and working? And we're back.
We're back, baby.
Okay, that's gonna be a fun little editing job for Andrew Witt.
We love doing these. We never have any issues when we're doing non-YouTube. And now we got to start up some YouTube. Now I got to do some video editing. You challenge me every week.
I challenge you. You know what? Leave it in. Leave it in. You're gonna have to sync up the audio though. That's gonna be the tough part.
Fine. But syncing up the audio is brutal. I mean, what?
You got it, Poppy. I believe in you. If you need help, I'll be here this time.
No question it. We were rolling on that thing, but having the power source
unplugged was tough. I didn't know how it was working.
There are a few wires, and I guess I just missed that one.
That was on me, I think. I'm gonna put a hand up there. That's on me. But anyways,
either way, whatever.
I mean, we're here. We're back. I mean, it's just weird how to see like these matchups for these people kind of create problems in college basketball where clearly like the game won't transfer. Like, I don't know. He's just too slow.
Yeah.
Like, guys are big too, and they're really athletic.
For sure.
In the NBA. Like, Anthony Davis is just going to have his way with that dude.
Yeah, of course.
Like, and that's the position he has to play, like point center. So he's like more of a Draymond Green character, but Draymond Green would give that guy problems.
Yeah, he's not an NBA prospect.
Yeah, but he is a defensive line prospect. He's getting scouted by some pro talent.
I did hear about that.
He'd be an unreal defensive lineman.
Yeah, or like a maybe a guard or a tackle.
I think when you're moving, for whatever reason, offensive line seems more difficult than defensive line for me. It's a very easy concept to say, do whatever you can. This is your read. Do whatever you can to go get that dude.
Totally.
Where offense is like, you got to chip block, you got to know what play you're running, your schemes and why you're trying to run it, the certain calls you're making.
You also got to deal with some really athletic dudes across from you.
Really athletic
dudes. There's... Wait, was it for NFL, or for college football or for the NFL?
NFL.
Yeah, I mean, he's not getting looks.
I mean, that's what they said.
Really?
Yeah. Wait, if you're how tall?
I mean, I heard about that too.
He's
but I'm
275. He's athletic.
Like, really though?
How tall is he? I mean,
6'9".
That's a big defensive lineman.
Yeah, it's massive.
You don't think that would be tough to guard? I think that athletic and that size, and in football, if you're that big, you're that athletic, and you weigh that much in football, you could never play. Put a helmet on, and you would be one of the best players.
He would also just dedicate his life to just becoming a physical beast if you're in the NFL.
I mean, he just needs to lift slightly.
Yeah.
And just keep putting the weight on. And he'll be
325 and 6'9".
I mean, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
I mean, just stay 275. Get to 285 muscle, jacked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're 6 whatever. And it's just you're ungodly.
The swim move would be lethal.
Oh my God! And he's quicker than most defensive linemen. He plays basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's my thought on it. It'd be like LeBron James being a tight end right now.
Yeah, it'd be insane.
You take LeBron James as your tight end.
Yeah, of course.
So another.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like there's more athletic people, but also he's 275, so it's big dog. What also is a crazy matchup and for someone to guard is just I was watching a little bit of the Iowa and LSU women's game.
Right.
I've never really sat down and watched Caitlin Clark other than like a couple like highlights, a couple Sports Center clips, whatever here and there. Mm-hmm. Damn,
she balls.
She's good.
Yeah, I watched a little bit.
She's
of
really
that.
good.
Just wet from multiple areas. Just making everything.
I saw a stat today, and she shoots over 50% on shots 25 feet and longer.
Crazy.
I'm like, well, I'm sorry, what?
She just has it down. She has it locked in.
Pulling up from 28 feet off the dribble.
Step back.
Yeah.
Wet.
It's just insane, dude.
It's like, what's happening?
And it's a weird concept because I was watching Iowa and she was running down and then just yeeting threes.
Yeah, she did like a logo 3 on the run almost. I watched.
What are we doing? I'm like, well,
it was after 3 threes she just made. So
right.
heat check. You get those if you make 3 threes.
Yeah, of course.
You send the building into like another atmosphere if you make that.
It's game over. Did she make it or no?
It back rimmed it.
Okay.
So
she almost did.
Almost made it.
Like 6 inches off.
Yeah, really not that crazy off. It was just another unreal matchup. A lot of class from that girl as well. There was an LSU girl last year who did the Caitlin Clark. I guess she used to do the "You Can't See Me." Then she did it back to her at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then she had no rebuttal for LSU after the game. She said, prior to the interviews of the game, I guess she was pointing out that LSU is just another team. And they're just one team in our way to where we want to be as a group. Mm. And then no celebrating afterwards, no rubbing it in the other girl's face. Because if it was me,
you're taunting.
I'm hitting gritty. I'm letting them know they took the L, that they didn't get me this year. I mean, she has the most points in NCAA women's history in D1 basketball. I think you said she's 40 possibly away from breaking the all-time scoring for both women's and men's. Just shout out to her. It's going to be cool to see her trajectory. I think I just saw a rumor that Big Three offered like $5 million to play.
Wait, what's Big Three?
Big Three is the Ice Cube League where they do 3-on-3 basketball, men's.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. I think it's a dupe offer, but I don't know. And because the average at WNBA salary is like $200,000.
Yeah, I saw that. Like the league minimum, I think it is. Right?
Yeah.
And then the highest anyone's getting paid is like $1 million.
Yeah, I think she's making more in her deals in college right now. I saw 4 commercials in between her game that she was on, between her starting again, with her in it.
She's all over the place.
She's making, like, her NIL deals are more money than she'd make in the WNBA. But she's got to go to a team that can afford her. So it'll be interesting if politics start coming into play. Because, the worst team in the WNBA is going to pay her a rookie salary, I guess, which should help the market. But at the same time, you want her to go, this is your biggest star. This could change the history of WNBA here.
Oh, you're thinking maybe like the WNBA involves sponsorships?
Yeah, or maybe they kind of force a trade. Like the Sparks give up whatever they possibly can to get her, and the WNBA like lets it happen. And they all you might have to play some cards here, get this girl into a market that's going to be seen.
Totally. Or you send her on over to like Boston.
You got to do something.
Something like that.
It's got to be a major market with a really great team.
Yeah.
I don't know what teams out there are still really relevant. I know there are, but I just don't know them. Where maybe the WNBA needs to step in, like, to really start setting their league off, to make sure she's in the right market.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because
if she goes somewhere else, I mean, she's going to be killing it, but you're just not going to hear anything about it. It's not going to create any buzz.
And she'll create buzz, but like at the same time, you want people to come and it to be, you want her to be in the media. She's got to carry, to be the driver of the ship now for them. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson.
You have to play into it as a business, right? Like you have to. It's money on the table.
If you want to save the league, you kind of need to help all tides, make more money. She needs to go to
for sure
a team that can actually produce like media superstar talent around her, afford her salary. Because if she comes out and gets paid after her rookie deal like $400,000, people are going to be like, "This is criminal."
I mean, I don't know what limits there are on rookie contracts, but it certainly wouldn't help the WNBA because a lot of players will go overseas and play in like other leagues. And
I mean,
you got to capitalize on a superstar.
This is your time to shine on this league on it. More a little weird matchups was Zach from Purdue. On the 7'4".
Yeah, Zach Edey.
7'4", 300-pound Canadian, half Chinese, half white basketball player.
Yeah, the half Chinese threw me when they panned over to his mom. I'm like, how in the hell do you give birth to that thing?
Yeah, I didn't see the dad.
I didn't see the father either.
Yeah, but also like he is built.
Yeah, he's solid.
Like he looks like one of the most well-coordinated, well-athletic, healthy big men I've ever seen.
He's got a very, very nice shot too. From the free throw line.
Yeah, it looks good from the free throw line. I've never seen him shoot mid-range. He has one move.
Right.
Dribble, baby hook in the paint.
I mean, that's all you need.
And that's all you need.
It's all you need for 7'4". You perfect that thing.
Yeah, but not in the NBA.
No, I mean, he'll get
double teamed. He won't be able to dribble the ball.
He'll be a backup center. He'll play 10, 12 minutes.
He'll be a project. I think a team that drafts him.
No one's gonna. I mean, he'll be a number 2 center.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think he'd be a good project for if you were, because the first picks would be the Spurs possibly next year.
Yeah, it's crazy how bad they are still.
If you get Wemby and him on the same team, I would say it's a waste of talent, but Wemby might be able to teach him some offense. And then you have, I think if a team drafts him, they're drafting him for the potential of what he could be. Because he only sat for 30 seconds the whole game.
That's it?
That's it. The only time he got off the court was like 30 to 45 seconds.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
And he was still running at the end of the game.
He's got a motor on him.
And very well built. Those two intangibles, very strong. He's going to be healthy. He looks like he has no problem with his body.
It's a good point, dude. It's a good point. He's got to get some mid-range game.
He has to add some variety to his game.
Yeah.
Shooting is going to help him a lot because it's much easier to learn how to shoot than be creative with a basketball and dribbling. Mm-hmm. So he needs to start learning how to screen roll, pick pop, because he doesn't even need to jump. He just needs to start being really consistent with his mid-range.
Just set your feet, and then if someone's in your face, learn how to do a mild fade away.
Right. That's all he needs to do. And then if he does happen to catch the ball on the block, he's going to have to learn how to maybe turn step, jab, spin to the middle. Yeah. Maybe really learn how to hit his hook shot from anywhere in the paint. Because right now he does it, and you're not guaranteed wet.
Yeah.
You need that. You need his go-to if he's going to be an offensive threat. But he would be a great project.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough to see what he would turn into, but I totally see the upside you're talking about. If he is able to shoot the basketball a little bit, because it looks like he can. You
could teach him defense. That's just heart and grit.
It just looks a little slow, but he's still 7'4" though.
Right.
So you just
teach him how to move his feet, which you can teach him. The intangibles to what you can teach him right now are much easier than making him healthy, keeping him healthy, he wants it. Mm-hmm. The drive is there. He wants to win. You could see it on his face. The not coming out of the game, that's unheard of for a big man. For a guy to be in the game as a big man for that long, that's a huge upside.
Especially that size.
Huge. That's why Anthony Davis is, so great. Jokic is so great. These big guys can stay on the floor for long periods of time and keep running. That's super impressive. And I think he has one of the best motors I've seen. And body-wise, the dude's just so well built. Mm-hmm. Nothing looks disproportionate or weird. Wembanyama is so skinny. Mm-hmm. And, those really tall guys seem, disproportionate. Besides, Yao Ming, Shaquille O'Neal, when you see people are well built, you're like, oh, that's a good big guy right there.
For sure. You were just telling me that big men are making a little bit of a resurgence on the NBA.
I think so.
And in the college game, too.
I think the best player in the NBA right now is Jokic. Mm-hmm. The people would argue other, but he is. He's.
And then there was Embiid last year for MVP.
And Anthony Davis is consistently right now in the MVP voting, I would say. Mm-hmm. These big guys who can point centers, I think was what someone said earlier.
Kind of like that.
You know, I heard a term. I love that term because I always thought it was such an advantage for a center to be able to shoot decently, who can pass the rock, and you can kind of trust to get you a bucket in, where like he can get a shot up. It doesn't have to be a 3 or mid range, but a big guy can always get a shot up.
Mm-hmm.
It's hook
it
shot
just
or
depends
something.
if it's going to go in 55% of the time
Right.
or 30% of the time.
Right.
So if you can go to someone consistently, and if they're also a good passer too, if you have that point center type mindset and you have that ability to kind of shoot and also pass and play some big man, back down ball, it's kind of all working for you. And I feel like there's a space there wasn't for that in the NBA. Maybe there wasn't just like the talent, but I think it's coming back. You can kind of see that more. There's so many things that you can get open once you get the ball down there, and then he's a threat to score.
Well, now like the shooting of the game becomes a lot easier because now everyone was guarding perimeter ball. Threes are becoming increasingly more difficult to find wide open. Having a good center to pass it in, they have to double team and respect.
Yeah,
opens the full court up to having. You can have a big man, 2 shooters, 2 D and 3 guys, a solid point guard to facilitate the ball, and a power forward that's versatile. You can switch in and out in positions. That's like what the Nuggets are. It's just such a concept to be. As long as he's not a huge defensive liability and can hold his own on some big guys, I think you got something cooking there for a big guy. Hopefully we see more big man basketball because I think the NBA is more interesting when it is that way.
I like it. I personally do. I feel like it creates the separation between the transition and fast break and shooting the 3, which is fun. But I do like that change of pace every once in a while.
It's fun. I mean, then you still are going to have your guys who just jack up threes, and it's super fun to watch. But it's fun to see the inside game develop and the outside game. NBA is constantly changing, and when starts to work, so it's just it's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it, buddy. You got a hell of a podcast to edit here.
It becomes increasingly challenging. We find new ways.
The last couple were nice and smooth, though.
Yeah, they were. The other bugaboo was when the laptop just flat out shut off on us.
Yeah,
oh my God.
This setup, we really need to start double checking before we dial it in here.
Hopefully, we'll be not too tall of a task because I'm basically a master editor at this point.
I mean, thank God. 'Cause I got to step on my social media post tomorrow. You got anything for the people?
Let's wrap this thing up. It's late.
It is late. Like, comment, subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. Hey, do us a favor. We're going to build this thing into a brand. There's going to be merch. There's going to be other things coming at some points. But it all starts from you guys supporting. So please like, comment, subscribe. Because we're in the cabbage. And just a reminder, keep swinging.